Hi, I'm Tom Moore from the Bartitsu Lab, and in this video we're going to be looking at the Startle flinch. Now you may have seen things like this from Tony Blauer's spear systems. You see similar things in urban combatives and lots of different combative systems, and this is just my little exploration of it and a little bit of talk about what the benefits are, how it works and how you can flow with it. So again, very, very useful tools. Many people very, very good at this, and it's just something I want to talk about with followers of this channel. So the Startle flinch theory is that humans react in a way that humans have always reacted and always will react to negative stimuli, in that humans will have different ways of responding to things that scare us. And one of the more instinctive flinch reactions is an extended oh fuck. Typically, if you're right-handed, it's your left hand that goes up and goes shit. So if you imagine if I throw in a tennis ball at your head really fast, you go fuck, you'd move out of the way. This kind of stuff happens. It's extended. I'm going to move away from the negative stimuli. So what you start to look at with things like startle flinch training is how do you make that instinctive reaction just a little bit better, a little bit more combative to have a really good net result. And there's lots of people that have like their own versions of this. My personal favoured version is a startle flinch that, again, the left hand, what is very ubiquitous is the left hand comes at the stimuli. Typically the body moves away, but the left hand comes at the stimuli. So this is something that's very hard to change because nature wants you to go, fuck, it wants you to do this. So I'd make very little changes to the left hand. The right hand, I tend to have wrap like so. So I get good coverage, my jaw and my throat, so knockout or easy slash material. So I don't know if he's got a blade, I don't know if he's got a screwdriver, I don't know if he's got a bottle, I don't know if he's just got a really solid punch. Doesn't fucking matter. If he hits the side of my jaw, he can shake my brain and knock me out. And if he puts a Stanley knife in my neck, I will die. Either way, I don't know what's going to happen till it happens. So having this here keeps both sides of my jaw and my neck relatively safe from the unknown threat. And the threat is unknown because it's a startle flinch. All I know is there's been a blur. Fuck! So this type of movement, changing it from here to here, that couple of inches difference saves my neck, saves my jaw, makes it harder for me to be knocked out, and makes it harder for me to have any bit of my important throat area cut. So going from talking, you know, I might be at the bar here, threat comes from this direction, fuck! You know, my neck and my jaw are relatively safe, and I've given the negative stimuli something to think about, because this hand has gone towards his face. Ideally, the fingers get him in the eyes, but even if they don't quite land square, this hand just bursting through is important. So there's a couple of different changes to the instinctive oh shit. The first one is that wrap, keeping the neck and the jaw secure. Secondly, is that instead of instinctively moving away from the stimuli, although that's not a disaster, so as opposed to instinctively moving away, you want to get used to the notion of moving into the threat from here, because this puts me into offense. I don't want to be too reactive, because he's not going to attack like a one-step catter. He's not going to go one punch. You know, if his first one hasn't worked, or has been blocked or smothered or otherwise impeded, he's just going to keep fucking smashing you, grabbing you, picking stuff up. So you want to make sure you've turned the tide as rapidly as possible. From here. So you've got the surety of your neck and your throat, your neck and your jaw being safe. So it's hard to rattle the brain when it's encased like so. And you've got the offense of the hand towards the face. And all of my body, all of my impetus, ideally is coming into the man. So I'm crashing into him. So startle flinch like so. Boom. And get used to doing both, although most people instinctively, if they're right-handed, their left hand goes towards the threat. So instinctive, tailored. Instinctive, tailored. And a lot of the best instinctive flinch programs like Blauer's, they do this. You know, they work on tweaking and turning up and down the dials of what is instinct and what is learnt. And the closer they can get learnt to instinct, the better it is. Another important thing to think about is that attacks don't often come from the front. Because if you're in an ambush situation, now I don't mean military ambush, But if someone wants to smack you around the head, nick your phone, nick your wallet, if someone's going to attack you, assault you, whether it's social or asocial violence, people tend to do it from the side or behind or from a position of opportunity. You know, humans aren't stupid monkeys. If I can attack you from the side and be successful, I will. So you need to be able to get used to bursting into different directions with this, wherever the stimuli is. Stimuli could be at 12 o'clock in front, could be at 9 o'clock, could be at 6 o'clock. Either way, you need to get used to being able to flinch and burst into that direction. It's very important to not just have the ability to do it against a forward-facing attack. Think about a multiple scenario where 2 to 3 people might be around you. You know, soon as I hit out at this guy at 12 and guy at 2, they're going to start to try and muller me in. They're going to try and batter me. I've got some surety because of this arm, but I need to be able to either continue the assault at those guys or boom, switch over, be able to switch these flinch reactions. It's an important tool to have. But being able to be omnidirectional with it, being able to do it at any angle, any clock face, so I can respond to a threat from any abstract place, that's an important thing to do. You know, the priority is keeping the neck and the jaw secure and safe. Job 2 is making sure that he's got something to think about firing back at him as soon as possible. Once you've got that initial, once you've survived the initial assault, you know, if you put some of your body weight forward into this, you want to keep that momentum going. So this is fast. Once I've gone fast, I want to go hard. Now, this needs to have speed, absolutely whiplash speed, straight up into his grill. But the next shot, you know, I don't want to be in a long fight. I want to make sure I knock the fucker out. So the next shot should ideally have some sauce on it. I'm not tucking the chin so you can hear me. So if you see me do this, so you can hear me, in reality everything is very small. Everything is very small. So once you're in this position, you're pretty much coiled up. The gods want you to fire a forearm or an edge of hand blow or a sideways hammer fist. From here, smash, smash. So here, you smash that in. Just keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going. You've got really good options to smash and crash in. You've also got some pretty good options, if you wanted to, smash that elbow, smash that elbow. So, boom, collapse this in, and then fire a big fuck off elbow, bang, right to the jaw. Elbow, big fuck off elbow. So speed, power, power. Speed, power, power. You've got those options available to you, all off that startle flinch. From here, sideways hammer fist, edge of hand blow, whatever you want, or you can collapse the front hand into doing other stuff. But the important thing is, once you've survived and you've countered by doing this at the same time, you can't lose that momentum. So start to do other stuff, start to smash forward with whatever you've got. So in summary, startle flinch. Take the natural reaction, whatever your natural reaction is, turn it into something a little bit more strategic that keeps the vital bits safe. Once you've done that, make sure you're putting forward energy into the negative stimuli, into the dickhead in front of you. And once you've got that, have a really good idea as to what can flow from it, because you want the gap between this and something else to be microscopic. You know, you want scientists in CERN to not be able to find how small the gap is between this and the thing that follows it. That's how small it needs to be. You need to be able to immediately move into the offensive on it. So that's some things about the startle flinch. Have a bit of training with it and make sure, really do make sure you're practicing this against stimuli that could come 3 o'clock, 9 o'clock, 3 o'clock, 6 o'clock, 12 o'clock, all these different angles you need to be able to practice responding instinctively to. Something to play with. Make sure you look at all the great programs that are out there. It's a very useful tool.